if f of g of x is the square root of 1 over x, we want to be able to write this, well, we want to be able to determine what the g of x function and what the f of x function is. So let's think about it. If this is f of g of x, then, well, in the expression f of g of x, what's the first thing that you do when you have a value of x? Well, you're going to plug it in here, and you're going to be plugging it into the g function. So the first thing that happens to x is g. Okay, well, over here, what's the first thing you're going to do after you plug in x? Well, you plug in the value of x, and then you're going to find its reciprocal before you do the square root by the order of operations. So in this, the first operation on x is the division 1 over x, or finding the reciprocal. Okay? And after that, we will take the square root. But first we do the reciprocal. And that's clear from the form of the function and also from the way we understand the order of operations. So, let's see, we've decided that 1 over x is the first operation on x, and we've decided that g of x is the first operation on x. Well, it must be then that g of x must be equal to 1 over x. So we've discovered what function to use for g of x. G of x has to be the 1 over x. The second operation, okay, well, after we apply the g function, we get a value of g of x, and then we plug that into the f function. So the next thing that happens is the application of the f function. And also, if we look at it this way, on the right-hand side, after we've calculated the reciprocal, we take the square root. So it follows that second operation is take the square root. That's what we get on this side. Second operation is to apply f. That's what we do on this side. So f must be the square root operation, so that f of x is the square root of x. Okay, so our conclusion, to get our f of g of x is square root of x, g of x is 1 over x, and now let's check that out and make sure we've really decomposed it correctly. Well, f of g of x is equal to the square root of g of x, because f of x is the square root function, and g of x being 1 over x, f of g of x is then the square root of 1 over x. So I say we done got it. All right. Okay, I think that's all that needs to be said about this one. Now let's move on to this problem, which can be done in one of two ways.